Okay, sorry about that. Just D50JP in the house. Gonna finish up on us black men. Okay, so I got a phone call. Sorry about that. But anyway, what I'm saying is, we'll get into this rut, and this condition of doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. And a lot of us really don't break out of it. Some of us do, some of us don't. And it could be a lot of reasons. I mean, there are many reasons why. But what it is, though, is we do have a safeguard against those things. But if people make us insensitive to them, then they won't work. One thing is that voice that's inside of you that's always talking to you. You really, 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 really should pay attention to it. I mean, you really should pay attention to it because of the things that it does say and the advice that's giving. It's well worth it. Okay, I'm gonna try to give my thoughts on that. That's a whole totally different subject, something that I experienced, but I think it works for everyone because I went around LA and every place I went, and I asked a lot of people, rich people, poor people, black, white, Chinese, whoever, I just asked everyone, and everyone pretty much agreed to this. So, I was like, oh wow, but listen to the voice. Another thing you need to do is start eating properly. Cut out the beef, cut out the pork, and eat a lot of fish and what is that called? Vegetables, things like that, grains and stuff like that. Please try to eat better. And what it does, it'll cleanse your mind. Eat garlic and stuff. It'll cleanse your blood and things like that. Read up on that stuff. There's a lot in it. And as you start, and what happens is as you start to eat better, your body, of course, will get better. But then your body will start, you'll develop this or gain this extra energy that you have to do something with. And sometimes sex is not going to be, sex and exercise and stuff like that, it's not going to be enough to drain or utilize that energy, because the energy is going to come from all types of avenues. For instance, you're going to get this drive to study more, which is going to be your mental. You're going to get this drive to move, which is going to be the physical. You're going to get this drive to have sex or touch or be intimate, and that's going to be whatever. And you're going to get all of these things. And the best thing to do is know what energy is being produced and how to effectively utilize that energy to gain for yourself. If it's sex, then it's best to find the right partner and someone who also has the same those same feelings, and not because what you don't want to do is you don't want to just have sex just to get rid of the energy. You want to kind of, share the energy because you need to get something back also. If you're studying, then the energy that you use, you can open up a book and study, but you have to know how to study. So let's go back to math. When you go back to math, I think there are at least, using a triangle, there are at least 3 things to a problem. You got, there's at least 3 to a problem, because 1 equals to 1 is not a problem. That's just a solution. But 1 plus 1 equals to 2, then that's going to be a problem. So you have basically what I did was I just said, you have the XYZ. You have something that you have a base that's going to add on to it or subtract from it, and then you have the result. And in every problem, one of those you have to find. Okay, and that's what I think I told my daughter. She's real good at math. I don't know if I told my son that or not. But when you look at a problem, what you have to do is, best thing to do is imagine that problem in your head or write it down and see what's missing. And then when you see what's missing, then you'll know how to go about solving the problem. But then again, it still goes back to the vocabulary, whether you understand that or not. And I think it works the same way in life. You got a problem, you got this, and you want the result, and you have to eliminate something, add something, and basically that's it. So this energy that you have, you're gonna have to utilize it. We got this thing in the neighborhood where they saying, you don't talk like white people, and the language thing and the vocabulary. You learn that vocabulary because that vocabulary is your passageway to true freedom, true defense of anything that's coming at you, or if you can't defend it, at least you can inflict some type of damage, so it'll weaken that the assault or whatever, or if you're going to go on assault, you know how. That's like you got like in LA, people coming to talk about I'm killing. Well, not in my days, but after that, I'm a killer, and all of this stuff. Snoop Dogg's days and stuff. Right before, I think in the '95s or something like that. 90. I'm not sure. No, maybe I wasn't even in LA when that happened, but still there was that period. But you look at a gangbanger, it doesn't matter who he is. And if he's uneducated, talking about he's a killer, then you can laugh at him because he's not a killer. You're a murderer, or you just, I don't know, a waste of talent. If you want to be a true killer is a doctor, or some type of physician, or them guys that do the medical, the pills, what them guys called. Forget. Oh man, my vocabulary is bad. But those are true killers, okay? Or you can have assassins, like the police department, the FBI, and these guys, they are true killers because they know not only do they know how to kill you, but they know how to make you suffer, and if they know what to do to injure you, or they can actually stop your heartbeat, and they can start it up again, and all of that stuff. So if you really want to learn how to be a real efficient killer, then you got to go study about this stuff. You got to study anatomy, and what kind of foods you can give to a person to make them weak, and all of that stuff, And so a true professional killer is no fool. So if you're uneducated, or what I'm saying is not uneducated as far as informal educated, but if you don't read about that stuff and you're talking about you're a killer, then you're just a random, how can I say it? I guess you can, maybe you're just a murderer or something. I'm not sure, because I'm giving the word killer as profound is my meaning of it is someone who knows how to actually take the life of a living organ in many ways, and just shoot and bang and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Someone who actually studied these things and know these things. So if you want to be a real killer and all that stuff, or a thief, okay, someone that steals, robs from a store, and they got professional thieves out there that knows the metals, and they know their math, they know the stress points of different things, and the hardness, and they study this stuff, and then they have to get out, and then they got to study the architecture, and then, all of this stuff, there's a lot into it if you want to be a professional, if you want to do something professionally and get away. Like you said, like, oh, I went to the store and I stole this. You might get caught, you might get lucky, but, stealing a pair of shoes or robbing a store, that's what they call petty theft. If you really want to get nitty gritty and take some money from somebody, then, you learn how to get on the internet and catch that money that's floating through the air, you know what I'm saying? Or, do the things that, those professional, real bank robbers, real thieves, do, like the credit card companies, you want some money,